It's time for a triple play. Three stocks that we're watching in the final 30 minutes of trading. We've got Dillard's, Apple, and Molson Coors. Kicking off with Dillard's, a huge drop that we are seeing in that stock today, the biggest intraday drop that we've seen in months. Now, this comes after the department store operators' gross margins contracted in the fourth quarter, driven by weak sales at the start of the holiday quarter, which, of course, then led to higher markdowns. You're looking at a drop of just about 17% right now. Net sales of $2.13 billion were essentially flat from a year ago, but just missing the street's estimates. Now, Dillard's also announced plans to close 3 locations during the current quarter. Those stores are in Florida, Nebraska, and Arizona. We're seeing some concerns reflected in some of the competitors out there, some of the other larger retail names. You're looking at Macy's, Nordstrom, and Kohl's, all trading to the downside today. And of course, also has to do with some of the earnings results that we got out before the bell here, Allie. And a lot of people are really just trying to figure out the strength of the consumer, the risk that higher prices pose to the consumer, and how much the consumers are going to be spending, quite frankly, over the next couple of months.
Yeah, and this Dillard's report does make me a little nervous when we do hear from Macy's, Nordstrom, Kohl's. They'll report next week, really capping off an earnings season that's been so up and down. And as you were saying, I think once we get those results, coupled with what we saw from Dillard's today, I think it will provide a bit of a clearer picture when it comes to the state of retail and obviously related the state of consumer. But Dillard's, in addition to battling that gross margin miss, it's also battling a downgrade from JP Morgan on the heels of those results. JPM downgraded shares to underweight from neutral. So it's clear that these gross margins headwinds, that could be something that continues for this company and something to continue to watch on the street.
It's interesting. We're talking in part about some mall anchors, and we just had on the Macerich CEO earlier in the program. And my feeling going in was, how is this guy possibly going to show us numbers where malls are growing? Well, malls are evolving because they know what those headwinds are in terms of those mall anchors, those traditional retailers, and they are pivoting to services, which tells me enough about the consumer and that shift from goods to services. Sorry to make the little bit of a parallel pivot there, but it is an interesting trend that we're seeing at malls across the country.
Yeah, it's a big inflection point.